Okay, so picture this. You're in a meeting, things are moving along, and then a tricky topic comes up. The budget, a tight deadline, something complicated. And right on cue, someone chimes in with, "Great point, let's circle back on that." Everyone kind of nods, the meeting rolls on, but you're left with that question just kind of hanging in the air.
Right? What does that actually mean? Are they genuinely planning to come back to it? Or is something else going on entirely? We've all been in that spot, trying to translate all this professional speak on the fly.
Well, today, we're going to crack the code. And for this explainer, our guide, our secret weapon, is The Workplace Slang Handbook by Natalie Lane. We're going to use it to finally figure out the unspoken language of the modern office. See, in today's super fast-paced, often hybrid work world, this kind of slang isn't just throwaway filler language. Our source actually calls it an essential tool. It's like a shorthand that helps speed things up, smooth over some awkward moments, and, in a world of Slack and Zoom, it tries to fill in the gaps where our body language used to do the talking.
Okay, let's get to the main event, the undisputed king of office slang, circle back. Now, before we can decode its secret meaning, we have to start with what it says on the label. So, what's the official by-the-book definition?
According to the Workplace Slang Handbook, it's simple enough: to revisit a topic later. I mean, that sounds totally productive, right? Responsible even. It's this clean, simple promise. But we all know it's rarely that simple, don't we?
And that, right there, brings us to the real heart of this whole thing. It's time for what we'll call the professional translation. We're going to look right past that official definition and decode what people are really trying to say when they use this phrase.
And here it is. This just lays it all out, doesn't it? What they say is, let's circle back on this. But what they often mean, as our source points out, is something a whole lot closer to not now. And you know what? Maybe never. It's the perfect professional way to delay or even dismiss something without actually starting a fight.
But wait, it gets even more interesting, because circle back isn't some one-size-fits-all code. Oh no, its meaning is slippery. It can change completely depending on where and how it's used. The context is everything.
And this is where that context is absolutely king. So in a live meeting, saying, "Let's circle back," is basically a defensive move. It's a way to dodge a tough decision or get a conversation back on track. But in an email, the meaning totally flips. Just circling back on that budget is now an offensive move. It's a polite little nudge that really means, hey, I need an answer. This is overdue.
So this just begs the question, why? I mean, why don't we just say what we mean? Why do we need all this coded language? Well, the handbook points to some pretty fascinating psychological reasons behind all of this.
It turns out this kind of slang actually serves three really important functions. First, it softens the blow, right? It's a buffer to help us avoid being too direct or causing conflict. Second, it actually reduces our mental workload. It's just so much faster and easier to say "let's circle back" than to come up with a whole detailed explanation on the spot. And finally, it helps us navigate power dynamics. The way you might use this phrase with your boss is way different from how they might use it to shut your idea down.
So how can we use this? Well, once you understand the psychology behind circle back, you start seeing the same pattern everywhere. The exact same rules of translation apply to a whole bunch of other phrases you hear around the office every single day.
Think of this as your brand new office slang decoder ring. When someone says, "Let's take this offline," what they're really saying is, this conversation is not for everyone. "I have no bandwidth" is the polite code for "I am completely swamped and literally cannot take on one more thing." And of course, the classics. "Per my last email" is just the professional way of saying, "Did you even read what I sent you?" And just checking in, that's the gentle sounding poke that actually means I need this and I need it now. So now you're in on the secret. And hey, here's a little pro tip. If someone says they'll circle back, just ask, "Great, when's a good time to reconnect?" It's a super polite way to turn that vague delay into an actual plan.
So the next time you're in a meeting and you hear these phrases pop up, you'll know what's really happening under the surface. Which leads me to one last thought for you. What's your go-to office slang? And more importantly, now that you have the decoder, what are you really saying?